From the station working for you, this is Good Morning Indiana, streaming now.
Now at 4:30, the White House Coronavirus Task Force insisting more action needs to be taken here in Indiana. What they say needs to happen now to get the virus under control. Contact tracing is what health officials are using to track the spread of COVID-19. We'll take an inside look at the process and what you can expect if you get a call. And thousands of Hoosiers have needed rental assistance during this pandemic, but that help is soon to expire. We'll explain the impact it could have on families and Indiana's economy. But first, here at 4:30, I want to thank you for joining our team on Good Morning Indiana halfway through our work week. And Kyle Mounts is joining me in studio today. Kyle, it's good to see you. What can people expect in the weather department?
Yeah, good morning, Lauren. I bring some good news today because I think we are finally going to see some sunshine return to the area today. We do still have the clouds out there this morning. Temperature's not too bad as we sit at 36, but it is a little breezy. That southwest wind at 12 miles per hour is driving down the feels-like number into the upper 20s for us. Right now, your actual temperature close to 40 in Bloomington. It's 35 in Muncie and Lafayette and 33 in Peru. We look back to the west. There are some warmer temperatures already sitting in the 40s, and we're going to be tapping into that here the next few days. We talked about those clouds. There's that cloud deck, but I do think it's going to be eroding away here as we go throughout the day. So partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies here this morning as that sun comes up. We'll have a temperature of 34. 45 though for the lunch hour. Should see a lot of sunshine at that point, and temperatures today will make their way into the lower 50s. Lauren, how are things out there early on this Wednesday?
Things are pretty quiet on the roads right now, Kyle. Here's a look in the downtown area. I-65 and I-70 at the north split. Traffic here is moving along up to speed, as you can see. We'll continue to keep our eyes on your roads throughout your Wednesday and let you know if there are any issues you need to avoid this morning. Well, a dire warning now from Washington about the COVID-19 outbreak here in the state of Indiana. They say more mitigation efforts from the state need to happen now. This is according to the latest COVID-19 White House Task Force report on Indiana, which was obtained by ABC News. It says the Hoosier state has 101 new cases per 100,000 people, which is the fifth highest infection rate in the country. Hospitals are also reporting capacity issues, especially in northwest Indiana. The task force recommends the state implement more safety measures to help control asymptomatic spread. Those include things like masking, physical distancing, aggressive testing, and restricting indoor gatherings outside of the immediate household. We could learn this afternoon if any new statewide restrictions will be put in place. Governor Eric Holcomb is scheduled to give his weekly update on the pandemic at 2:30. You can watch that live here on WRTV. You can also stream it at WRTV.com. Let's take a look at those latest numbers for COVID-19 in our state. Indiana's death toll has now surpassed 6,000 total deaths. On Tuesday, the State Department of Health reports 124 more Hoosiers have died with the virus. So far in December, 399 Hoosiers have died with the virus, which is already more than the monthly totals over the summer. 5,457 new cases were also reported, bringing the state's total number of cases to more than 392,000. The state is ramping up contact tracing efforts to slow the spread of the coronavirus, and WRTV is getting an inside look at that process. Brent Lyle says he caught the virus from a relative. He battled symptoms for about a month. During that time, the State Department of Health reached out to him multiple times via text, email, and they even called a few times.
It was simple set of questions. Do you know that you're positive? Yes, I did find that out. Do you know who you have been around in the past X number of days since the first symptoms that you felt? Yes, I do. And can you identify if anyone within the last 72 hours has been exposed to you who wasn't already in quarantine with you?
Officials strongly urge Hoosiers to cooperate with contact tracing to help protect your friends and neighbors. And this morning, some growing optimism in the U.S. about getting a COVID-19 vaccine. The FDA's emergency authorization for Pfizer may be just days away. ABC's Alex Perche has the latest now from Washington.
A U.S. vaccine on the horizon. Pfizer is poised to get emergency approval for its COVID-19 vaccine as early as tomorrow, after the FDA released an analysis showing how effective the shot was in trials. Look at that blue line. It's the low rate of people who got COVID after getting the vaccine. Now, compare it with the red line. That's people on the placebo who got the virus. By the end of the study, of those who got the real vaccine, only 8 got infected. In the placebo group, 162 got COVID. President-elect Biden vows to distribute 100 million vaccines in his first 100 days. President Trump is taking a victory lap. But in an interview with CNBC, Pfizer insiders now revealing that government officials turned down an offer for millions of extra doses, despite knowing the vaccine was safe and effective.
I think they're betting that more than one vaccine is going to get authorized and there'll be more vaccines on the market.
Now, the White House is reportedly negotiating with Pfizer to secure a second batch of vaccines, and they can't come soon enough. Health officials in California say the Thanksgiving surge is now hitting their state, a spike in cases and ICU beds filling up.
We're running out of space, we're running out of supplies, and we have a shortage of providers.
Emergency alerts now going out to cell phones, urging residents to stay at home. Washington State extending its lockdown another 3 weeks. Massachusetts now rolling back reopenings. And North Carolina announcing new curfews overnight.
The stakes are dire. This is truly a matter of life and death.
Hospitals in New Mexico are so full now they're transferring patients to neighboring states, Arizona, Texas, and Colorado. Alex Perche, ABC News, Washington.
Well, Hoosier renters continue to struggle and fear eviction as the federal moratorium is set to expire in a few weeks. Nationwide last month, 9 million Americans said that they were behind on rent. WRTV's Stephanie Wade breaks down the numbers here in Indiana and what this could do to the economy and thousands of households.
We've had countless people reach out to us for resources and places to find rental assistance throughout this pandemic. And right now, up to 250,000 Hoosiers are at risk of being evicted. When the CDC national moratorium expires at the end of this month, experts say anywhere between 40 and 80,000 households are at immediate risk of eviction.
The eviction crisis isn't going away, and in fact, it's about to crest again.
Andrew Bradley, who leads Prosperity Indiana, says if Congress doesn't release additional rent relief, the state will soon have to make some hard decisions to prevent thousands of Hoosiers from becoming homeless come January 1st.
We've heard about a plan that could provide $25 billion for rental assistance, and that's about a quarter of what we need to get through 2021. So if our Indiana senators act, Todd Young and Mike Braun can be champions on those bills, then that could really make a difference for at least 100,000 Hoosier families that are at risk of eviction.
Bradley says up to 250,000 are behind on rent in our state because of unemployment or lost hours due to the pandemic, predicting multiple waves of evictions.
Indiana historically has had really high eviction rates compared to our neighbors in the Midwest and compared to the U.S. average. So there is definitely this pre-existing housing stability crisis, really.
Even worse at risk is continuing the spread of the coronavirus as people are forced out of their homes.
It has a real danger to exacerbate the spread of the virus throughout the state, and then that ultimately just damages the economy and the public health for everyone.
Stephanie Wade, WRTV.
Stephanie, thank you. About 17,000 households have been served by Indiana COVID-19 Emergency Rental Assistance Program. Marion County's program has served about an additional 12,200 households. Unfortunately, the Marion County program stopped accepting applications last week. You can still visit indyrent.org to sign up for notifications as to when they might offer help again. And if you apply for state assistance at indianahousingnow.org, you'll be put on a wait list. The Indiana State Attorney General's office has finalized a settlement over evictions of the I-70 mobile home park. It's a case prompted by WRTV's reporting. The mobile home park forced people to leave last year without giving them titles to their mobile homes. WRTV began reporting on the situation in August of 2019 when owner Blue Lake Incorporated said that it was evicting all of its residents. Shortly after that, Attorney General Curtis Hill obtained a restraining order to stop the evictions. Under the settlement, Blue Lake must return all mobile home titles to their owners. The company does not have to admit any wrongdoing. An Indianapolis woman whose family died in the duck boat crash says she's not done fighting for justice. Coming up, the next step she's taking to pursue criminal charges. As holiday packages arrive at your doorstep, it's not just porch pirates you need to watch out for, but you need to know to avoid package pests. Kyle.
And it is 4:40 here on your Wednesday morning. Kids heading off to the bus stop this morning will need the coat. We've got temperatures that will be in the middle 30s, but feeling pretty good here as we head into the afternoon. Sunshine returns, lower 50s for an afternoon high. We've got some rain in that 7-day planning forecast. We'll talk about how that could impact your weekend ahead. You're watching Good Morning Indiana on WRTV.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. The time right now is 4:43. Here's a live look at I-69 up near Pendleton. You can see traffic there is traveling smoothly both northbound and southbound. No delays to slow you down. We'll be keeping a close eye on your roads all morning long and let you know if you should avoid any trouble spots. But right now things are traveling up to speed. Well, the Army says it is firing or suspending 14 officers and enlisted soldiers at Fort Hood, Texas in response to the Vanessa Gehen case and others. An attorney for the family of the murdered soldiers says the Army's action is what they needed to hear. The Army has ordered policy changes to address chronic leadership failures at the base that contributed to widespread pattern of crime. That includes murders like that of Specialist Vanessa Gehen, sexual assaults, violence, and sexual harassment. Gehen's family hopes that now Congress will pass a bill to change how sexual assault and harassment claims are reported and handled in the military.
Wherever you are, Vanessa, you are alive. You are here today. Your legacy is going to keep going, hopefully with the act that we're trying to pass. And you know that as sisters, we're going to fight for you.
20-year-old Gehen was murdered by another soldier who had been sexually harassing her in April. Her body had been missing for 2 months before her remains were found. Well, an Indianapolis woman whose husband and 3 children died in the Missouri duck boat tragedy says she'll continue to fight for justice. Attorneys for Tia Coleman released her statement after federal criminal charges against the boat's captain and 2 other employees were dismissed. 17 people, including 9 members of the Coleman family, died in July of 2018 when the land watercraft sank during a storm. The boat went on the lake despite severe weather warnings. Coleman is now urging the Missouri State Attorney General to pursue charges in the case. A Noblesville Youth Baseball League is asking for your help to keep an eye out for some equipment that was stolen from their property. Noblesville Babe Ruth Baseball says their rigged toolkit is missing, along with their red 4x8 trailer with new decking after their storage shed was broken into on Monday night. If you see these things for sale or know anything, let Noblesville police know. Babe Ruth Baseball, which is a nonprofit group, says that there are several $1,000s worth of damage. More mysterious metal monoliths are appearing across the world. The latest was found in El Paso, Texas, near a pizza place. Onlookers gathered for photos with a silver pillar there. It's still unknown who's placing the monoliths around or why. The first was spotted last month in Utah. They've also popped up in Romania, California, the Netherlands, and England. Aliens, Kyle, I don't know.
The mystery continues.
The mystery continues. I love how this one's at a pizza place, though, because most of them have been out in the middle of nowhere. So
yeah, lots of
boom,
people seeing
place.
This one for sure.
Yeah.
All right, as we check out our temperatures for you this morning, we've got numbers that are in the 30s, middle 30s even, at 36 degrees right now in Indianapolis. It's 34 in Shelbyville and Kokomo. Good morning to you. A little bit of a breeze out there. That southwest wind, about 10 to 15 miles per hour. So that is adding a chill to the air, taking those wind chills into the upper 20s this morning. But because it's out of the southwest, it is going to help to warm up those temperatures as we go throughout our Wednesday. What else is going to help us out? The return of some sunshine, and we definitely need that. We have had a couple of very gray and chilly days here across central Indiana, and as we check out Truecast, 6 o'clock this morning, yeah, we've still got the clouds out there. It will take a little bit, but I think as we get toward the middle of the day, we will see a lot of sunshine here, and that will carry us into your Wednesday evening. So look at these temperatures warming close to 40 degrees at 10 a.m. That's about where we've been for our afternoon high the last couple of days. 45 for your lunch hour, and we will actually get into the lower 50s today in many spots. 50 in Kokomo and Logansport, upper 40s in Marion, Indiana, while you're at 54 in Lafayette. We'll find temperatures in the lower to middle 50s along I-70, 50 for you in Richmond, 53 in Martinsville, and your temperatures coming in around 54 in Spencer, Bloomington, and Bedford this afternoon. And it's not just a one and done kind of deal here. We are going to hold on to these mild temperatures over the next few days. Highs will actually get a little warmer Thursday and Friday, middle 50s for afternoon highs, 52 on Saturday. That's really where things do start to change a bit. Here's a look at Truecast as we take you into Friday evening at 8 o'clock. May see a little bit of rain moving into some northwestern communities here. I think most of it will be overnight Friday and then throughout the day on Saturday. Does look like a fairly soggy day. This is 8 o'clock Saturday morning. You can see some fairly widespread rain for us. As we look back to the north and west, yeah, there's some snow up there in portions of Illinois, around Chicago, and stretching through Michigan. At this point, I don't think we're going to see any wintry precipitation. If that changes, I think it would be very little on the backside of the system here as we go into our Saturday night, so shouldn't amount to anything for us. In fact, I think we are going to just stay with the rain. As far as those rainfall projections right now with the models, looking at a few of them here, coming in about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch for most spots. We will, of course, be fine-tuning that as we get a little bit closer. Let's check out that 7-day planning forecast now. High temperatures looking good here right through Saturday as we will be in the 50s. Then a reality check. We get back into the upper 30s by Sunday. Those temperatures will fall and will hold right around 40 as we go into early next week. But outside of Friday night and Saturday, it is a dry 7-day forecast. Lauren?
All right, Kyle, thanks so much. Let's take a look right now at traffic. This is I-70 at Arlington Avenue over on the east side of town. You can see traffic here is moving along smoothly both eastbound and westbound. Right now I'm not monitoring any crashes around central Indiana or even the metro area, so it should be pretty quiet for your morning commute this Wednesday. At 4:49, you might be waiting for some packages to arrive, and as we shop online more this holiday season, pest control experts expect more calls. That's because those cardboard packages left out on the porch are basically an invitation right into our homes. Some of those pests include American and German cockroaches, silverfish, even book lice. Unlike body lice, book lice are mostly harmless and they're more of a nuisance. During this time, it's important that you open your packages outside. You'll want to do a quick inspection of the exterior of the box.
We'll look for gnaw marks, any types of droppings on the boxes, and then before you bring them in, go ahead and open that cardboard box.
Well, once you open up the box, shake out all the items inside and look for fecal droppings, urine marks, egg casings, and any type of clues that show you that there were insects inside. After inspecting the box, it's still okay to use it to wrap your gifts, but make sure you dispose of it as soon as possible after Christmas. If you think you have an infestation, get a pest control expert to take care of it. Well, the Indianapolis Zoo has a new baby giraffe, and now this little guy has a name. The zoo says that the name is Kenny. This is the African name meaning loved one. Kenny is a male reticulated giraffe calf. He was born back on November 8th and weighed about 137 pounds. His name was chosen by the help of the zoo's Facebook fans. They voted between 3 options pre-selected by the zoo's animal care team. Pretty cute. Well, you may not be able to recognize one of IndyCar's top young drivers in the 2021 season. Colton Herta will have a whole new look sporting the colors and sponsorship of Gainbridge for Andretti Autosport. Gainbridge has become a big player in the series, including the presenting sponsor of the Indy 500. Herta will also now race the number 26 car. It's a number that he had in his early days of racing go-karts. Our own Brad Brown spoke with him about this new look.
It's a super big deal to be able to carry that name in such a reputable company and that does so much for IndyCar racing. They sponsored the 500 this year. They sponsored the Speedway. And obviously they put a lot of money into IndyCar as a whole.
You got a ton of momentum coming off of last season. What made that all work so well every weekend? It seemed you guys went out.
I think we had really good cars for the most part. The pit stops were amazing week in and week out. And then obviously we had great strategy. Got a little lucky at some points, but for the most part, we had the pace to back it up.
IndyCar's 2021 season is scheduled to begin on March 7th in St. Petersburg, Florida. Hanukkah begins tomorrow in New York City is going big to celebrate how they put together the world's largest menorah just after the break. And a new Carmel bar is being forced to close in the middle of the afternoon. Coming up new at 5 o'clock, why the city is taking action. It's 4:52. Stick around. We'll be right back. Welcome back. So the Big Apple is getting ready to celebrate Hanukkah with a very big menorah. Crews in New York City began assembling the world's largest menorah in Midtown Manhattan to celebrate the Jewish Festival of Lights. It's 36 feet tall with bright LED lights on each of the 8 branches. It will be lit up every day starting tomorrow for the first day of Hanukkah through December 17th. The menorah is a New York City tradition which started back in the 70s. All right, back here at home, Kyle, it is a chilly start to our Wednesday, but you do have good news on the horizon.
Yeah, temperatures up and away later this afternoon. We are starting off in the middle 30s for you this morning. Again, it does feel like the upper 20s out there, but already by lunchtime at noon, we are at 45 degrees. We'll see those numbers climbing to around 50 later today. Not going to need the umbrella today or tomorrow. Looks like Saturday, though, could be fairly soggy across central Indiana. We're going to detail that forecast and how much you can expect coming our way in the cool down that follows on Sunday. It's 4:57 here on your Wednesday morning. You're watching Good Morning Indiana. We'll be right back.